Hello everyone. Hopefully having a wonderful day tonight. I am your host of Always the One, Neko. Um, as you probably read from the title, I'm not sure what I'm naming this video yet, but we are going to be testing out slash reviewing the ROG Xbox Ally X. I wanted to make sure I specified the full name of it so that way you would know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's also what it says on the box. I will try to add photos into this video if I remember to. Um, so this will probably be the first and only video that I edit. So there's that. Just want to give y'all a heads up that so far since cutting it on and trying to like name the device, hook up the Wi-Fi, and some of the other things that have popped up, it has been at least about 10 minutes as of right this moment. Also, today is October 17th, so I am getting it a day after it released because there were mailing problems. But it did come in. I want to give like a special shout out to FedEx and the person that delivered it. They were fucking awesome. They helped me out. They stayed here for about a good 10 to 20 minutes making sure everything was okay. Um the other thing is they uh wanted to double check to make sure everything was right. They didn't find it on their vehicle first or in the vehicle first, and they ended up saying that they told me that if they did end up coming across it, and they would come right back as soon as they found it if they did have it on their truck, and they did. They came back, I think it was like almost 3 hours later. So again, thank you very much to the delivery driver from FedEx for doing an amazing job. If I get like a message to review the person or like to give them whatever they do sometimes, I'm definitely giving the person 5 stars because they went well above and beyond. Um, if you have any questions, ask me in the comments on the YouTube side of things. I may do a part two to answer those questions. Also on the YouTube side of things, um, if you want to like know anything more in depth on it, again, any questions, comments, concerns, or anything, let me know down in the comments. I will answer as many questions as I can, as I just stated. But for the people on Twitch, that where I am streaming this from, if you have any questions, ask me in the chat. I will try my damnedest to answer any questions as best and as thoroughly as I possibly can. It may take me a few moments to get to your questions, so please give me that grace period. Also, um, if I already answered the question, I will try to re-answer it. If I didn't already answer it, I will try my best to answer it. I may end up repeating myself sometimes, so please bear in mind and please bear with me on that. I am going to pause the YouTube side of this while this downloads the updates because right now it's only at apparently 65% of the download for the update. So I will probably see y'all in a few minutes on in a few seconds on YouTube, but it may take a bit longer on the Twitch side. So on the loading screen, it says your dedicated gaming device. Experience immersive gaming with optimized performance, seamless controller support, and direct access to Xbox, Steam, and more. So they already knew that it was going to be Xbox and Steam and more. Full screen experience. Stay immersed with the new gaming full screen experience. Chat with friends, then get back to your game without taking your hands off the controller. Take control with the game bar. Game bar gives you quick access to essential tools, capture gameplay, chat with friends, and more without interrupting gameplay. So, if I am correct in knowing what game bar is, theoretically speaking, you should be able to stream from this because game bar allows you to stream if I'm not mistaken. So you should also be able to stream from this if I'm not mistaken. I will look into that though. And then the last thing it says is better with the Xbox Game Pass. Play hundreds of PC games with Xbox Game Pass. Stream games with cloud gaming. Select countries only. Select countries only. See xbox.com/Game Pass. I assume for like more information and blah blah blah. We are currently at 98% downloading. I still have to wait for the install and for I think the setup, which is the third block. Just a forewarning to anybody who does decide to get this. Um, the screen is very bright. Initially, the screen is extremely bright. Um, so do bear that in mind. Do not do this in a dark room. You will be blinded. So I am glad I'm in a bright ass room with natural light from the daytime, and um my LED lights are making this room very bright, so I'm good. Um but I have a very sensitive sensitivity to light with my eyes. The screen is very, very bright, so be mindful of that. Just an FYI for the people on the YouTube side of things, we started at 346. It is now 422, and we are still going through the setup process, and there are a lot of updates that are needed to be done. Just like any other PC, if you ever owned one, either it be laptop or desktop, you will be going through a plethora of updates and screens asking for information. So this is quite literally a PC handheld with Xbox added to it. So it does, I'll admit it does take a bit of time to get the um what's it called, all set up and everything. Um like once you get like everything down, you can set up a new desktop and then you basically have a handheld PC. Like straight from the get-go. Um like you get a whole taskbar and everything to like set everything up and have all the stuff done. I'm gonna try to see if I can't. Let's see. Uh, trying to figure out how to set everything up.
Hi, demon underscore king underscore Azura.
Welcome in, Azara. How are you doing? Let's see. Let's see. Users. See if I can find. I'm just gonna try to search for it real quick. Oh, god damn you. I'm trying to figure out, like. Let's see. I get. So that's how you get the onboard keyboard. Alright, so to get the onboard keyboard, you do have to press the Asus button to get it up. How's stream going? We'll be in and out while finishing some chores. Appreciate that. I'm currently setting up the uh Xbox Ally X. Um, I will admit some things aren't quite as intuitive as I would was hoping for. Um, like a lot of it you do need the actual handheld in your hand, but like once you start to play a game or something, you should be okay. Um, I will admit the armory crate you do need to use quite a bit. Um, so there is that. Um, I want to look up Chrome real quick. So I'm gonna look up Chrome to see if I can open up the app, and so it works just like a PC, which is crazy. Um, I'll show y'all what it looks like real quick. Uh, Showing the desktop feature of this is a lot harder than I anticipated because you lose the touchscreen aspect of it. Um, when you try to like set it up to where you're streaming it through uh a docking station, like through the capture card, but through the dock, I would say you only really want to use the dock once you've picked out the games, got everything downloaded onto it. So you are going to need to set everything up before sitting down to play a game, especially if you're going to mod and whatnot. Because from the looks of it, you can definitely get Vortex, get any apps you want on here. Because at the end of the day, it's still a handheld PC. I'm not about to download Nexus right now, Vortex, but you definitely can do it, and it definitely will work as intended. Um, I don't have a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, but the docking station I have does have USB ports on the back, so I don't see why you can't hook up the keyboard and mouse to the monitor. Hold that thought. Thank you for the idea, Azura. As per Azura's knowledge or question, it does let me do what he thought. I can control this with the mouse and keyboard. I didn't think about that. I forgot like that's a thing you can do. Um I was not expecting that. Um I will say it's running fairly fast. Let's see what the so this is technically the docked monitor, but it forces the monitor over here. Um so yeah. Uh I didn't think about trying to hook up the mouse keyboard to it. Um you can if you have a dock, because the one I have is the Razer dock. It does have three USB ports, so that's controller, mouse, and keyboard. Also, I'm sorry to hear that about you, Cal. Don't think I'm ignoring it. It's just I didn't want to bring even more attention to it. But also at the same time, I thought, well, maybe I should like bring a little bit of attention to it to let him know that I do empathize with him, that I do empathize with you. So hopefully you're okay and that you're not panicking too much. Um, but yeah, like I was saying though, it does work with a mouse and keyboard. It does allow those inputs onto it. I want to see if I can change the resolution, is what I'm trying to figure out. No, not what I'm looking for. I just realized that was showing my email. Fuck. Whatever at this point. I'm just not going to answer any emails that if I don't know them. And I can just block emails at that point too. So, good luck. Uh, I didn't realize until afterwards either, but there's that. Um, Desktop mode is 1080p. Active signal mode is 1080p at 60 hertz. I'm trying to see if I can change the resolution to, let's see, if it lets me. Uh, I'm trying to set it up real quick to run at 60 hertz at 2160p. Okay, so it's not letting me do that. Let's try 1440p, see what that does. Scale. Advanced display. All right, so you can increase um the display of it, but it will lower the FPS to 30 no matter what you do any higher than 1080p. If you want higher res, then you have to lower it back down to 1080p. So that is something that I'm learning. So if you want to keep the 60 or 120, you do have to drop it to 180. I mean 1080. That's interesting. Let me test something real quick. 1 second, Cal. Just 1 second. I'm testing something really quick to see if my theory is correct, to see if I can potentially force it to do what I wanted it to do. Um, I cannot. Okay. So, um, like I just said, you can increase the um so technically speaking, you can increase the output to 2160, which is 4K, but it does force you to run at 30 FPS. While I don't know how that works with a um how it works with a game or whatnot, You can adjust it accordingly, though. But by the way, just a heads up, you can increase the resolution to 4K, but it will drop your FPS or your frames per second down to 30 FPS. Because I just tested it and it is definitive that will happen. Um, that is not something I was anticipating on. So we got Steam up and running on the Xbox Ally X. As you can see, we are still on the Xbox Ally X. Will it do the glass feature? No, it does not. We are still on the Xbox Ally X, which is running Windows 11. We do have the things working like it should. I'm going to try downloading a few games and seeing how that fares. I'm gonna get at least 3 games, testing all 3 games out, seeing how they run in the just on like the regular hardware itself because it's not the full screen experience. Um I don't know if I can switch to the full screen experience while still using Steam. I'm gonna test that out. If y'all have any questions, let me know down in the comments and or in chat while I am live. Um, in the meantime, while I am talking right now, I'm going to try and download stuff. I don't really like downloading stuff directly to where the OS is, but I'm going to download at least 3 games and go from there to see how they like run on the system. Holy hell, are they downloading fast? Um, they're currently downloading at like 100 megabytes per second, which I'm cool with that. Um, so yeah, I will be back on the YouTube side of things. We'll probably be a few seconds on the Twitch side of things. Yeah. Alright, apparently I wasn't recording that part. We're going to test out Undead Horde. The first one, just want to test out some things and like keep it on like the settings and whatnot. Right now we are currently just testing out a low end game. There will be a second one. I did have to turn the audio down. I don't know how loud it is for y'all. Oh God. Uh, 1 second. I'm not sure if we have the audio good yet. Um, have it down to 30. I can lower it down a little bit more if I need to like 24. That way I can still hear it somewhat. Oh. I'll do 24 at least for right now. Not too loud. At least for me, it's not too loud. Hopefully, it's not too loud for y'all. Uh, technically, I'm not at max level on this one. We're just gonna do this for right now for shits and giggles. Go out here, test some things.
Slay the living. Me.
It's been a while since I played this, so I don't exactly know what's going on. So far it's keeping it at a steady 60. GPU isn't using much. Was using about half, but then again, I got a lot of chickens on the field. That's the whole reason why I chose it. I'm gonna test the chicken army out real quick. Um, with max because this is the one that uh on the second one damn near crashed my game. Um, this definitely you can see the drop on the top to 45, 53, 57. Like you can see the FPS dropping. So there's that. Uh Oh god.
Strike them down.
So far, it's actually running pretty well. They are definitely killing my, what's it called? My summons. Or my chickens.
Join the horde. Attack my minions.
Hey, I forgot, this one is based off of, whatever you kill, you res.
Arise, my minions. Follow my lead.
But yeah, so far it's running pretty well. Staying at a solid 60 FPS. GPU is only running at about 40%. CPU is running at 5%. Temperature is 62%, well within range. Got the game audio down finally. Chicken Army seemed to handle it exactly. I might try Undead Horde 2 because it didn't take that long to download. I want to test out. Actually, I'm gonna test that out instead. So just bear that in mind. I'm gonna test out the Chicken Army on Undead Horde 2 because that nearly crashed my desktop PC. So I want to see what it does to the handheld. If it handles it well, maybe. I had to turn the volume down to 10 because it got loud quick. Manage. I'm using a controller right now because I don't want to try it with the keyboard and mouse, even though I know the controls like the back of my hand. Alright, last time it bopped out at about 1500. Let's see how well this handles and how many it can handle. Because 1500 was the desktop PC. Like you see. Alright, we got our first dip to about 57 to 59 at about 800. That's not bad. That's not too far from 1,000. Let's push it to 1,000. All right, we are definitely seeing a dip. Testing out the Chicken Army. It definitely cannot handle 1,000. We found that out.
To victory on me.
So definitely cannot handle 1,000 for the Chicken Army. Because that was the thing that damn near crashed my system last time. So I think, if I remember correctly, we got up to about 800. So that's about half as much as my desktop PC, I might add. No dips yet. Waiting until I see the first dip. I think it was about 800 is when it dipped. It's because of all the polygons that the chickens create. Alright, 800 is about where it definitely, you can definitely feel the droppage. It definitely drops with this many, with about 800. So it's not bad. It's definitely very good. But also, I wanna reiterate on the PC side that was in the main area. Once I got to like fighting stuff, it did drop a lot. So I would say once I get to like a fight, see how it works. Because I think I had to drop it down to 1,000 on the desktop. So if we drop down to like 500, shit, that's not bad. Yeah, because it dropped around this area too. About 30, 40. That's not too bad. I'd say probably 600 I wouldn't have any problems. Um, because like you can definitely see, at least I can see a definite like dropped in performance. But like now it's running pretty good. So only 30% less compared to my PC. That's not bad.
Follow your king.
Like only 30% lower than my desktop PC. That's not bad. 70% of my PC is not bad. And I'm basing that off of the simple fact my desktop is using the hardware that I have in it. I can get about 1,000 and I'm set at 60 FPS nonstop, completely good. So that's not bad. Um that is running with 700 uh chickens on screen. And I'm trying to keep as many of them on screen as I can to like really stress test it. Granted, this is a low game, but the polygons is what makes it high somewhat. So it's not bad.
Follow your king.
It's really not bad. It's actually running it. It's running it really well. Um, a lot. It's definitely beating my expectations. I will say that much. It has definitely exceeded my expectations of what I thought it would do. I was not expecting it to actually do this well. So there is that. Um, it's not bad actually. Can y'all quit attacking the people and attack the buildings? It's running with like 700 fucking chickens. That's not bad. Chicken Army, definitely a success. It's definitely handling it well. Especially with what I'm throwing at it. I will say there are ever slight amounts of... Oh! Oh no! I don't know what happened then.
Come here.
That was a lag spike. But it did, again, it did the same thing on the PC side. So, I cannot fault it for doing the same thing it did on my desktop, I might add.
On me. Advance. Your servitude will
So,
cease
that's...
on me.
Actually, it's not bad. The fucking chicken army, the chickening, is what I'm gonna call it, did really good. Adding in my archers?
Follow your king.
Is like, honestly, that's not bad. If we're being honest, there are a few dips with larger enemy groups in the chickens, but bound to happen with that much on screen. Exactly. So like, this is a really good game to test the capability of. Granted, it's not the game I was anticipating on like testing the full capability
I
of
appreciate what you did.
the fucking handheld. Also, mind you, this is in desktop mode. So there's that too. That's actually not bad, to be honest with you. I was expecting... I'm being honest, I was expecting worse. I was expecting for it to lag even more. Also, summoning my archers on top of that?
Gather around charge.
Like, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No.
So, like, honestly?
Follow your charge. Come with me to Necropolis. Your servitude will save on me.
So, like, that's not bad. I had a few dips on the desktop side of it, so to have a few dips on the handheld is not unprecedented.
Will save us.
And I did the exact same. Actually, we're running with 800 now. But yeah, shit, that's not bad. Not bad at all, to be honest. Could be a lot worse. Like, having this much on screen, it's not surprising that it would have some dips with... Well, I do have a lot more than I had earlier, which was 800. I have 860. But yeah, I was not anticipating on this being a good game to like test out the capability of the handheld. It held its own. Do y'all have any like questions you'd like to ask? Um, Also the sound quality sounds just like my desktop, so it's not bad. I'm comparing it to a full on 5090 14900K Intel CPU with a fairly good motherboard. I can't remember what it is right offhand. 120 gigabytes of RAM. The 5090 has, I think, 32 gigabytes of VRAM, if I remember correctly, or is it 24? I forget. Um, so like I'm comparing it to like a fairly good desktop, and it's running to good expectations for me at least. Um, do y'all have any questions on like the handheld itself? Just general questions? I'm gonna test the handheld out a bit. Ooh, it's a little on the warmer side. I'll admit that's a little on the warmer side. Uh, it's definitely it was warm. Did not take that long to cool. That's not bad. It cooled fairly quickly once I unplugged it. Was not expecting that, to be honest with you. Uh, I guess most of my remaining questions involve it being hooked up to a monitor. Oh, it's been hooked up to a monitor this entire time. So yeah, it definitely hooks up to a monitor fairly good. Um, I would say 1080p is perfect in my opinion. Also, I'm looking at a 28-inch screen, so I don't see why not. But yeah, any and all questions are greatly appreciated. If you can think of any questions. Okay, so can you get 4K out of it on a monitor? Yes, you can get 4K out of it, but it will run at 30 FPS. And I'm only saying that just in case anybody on the YouTube side sees it or sees this video, they will understand that it will drop it down to 30 FPS. I know it doesn't matter to you, but I'm doing this for like quote unquote the whole class. I just want to answer that question for the whole class. Um, drop back down to 45 Celsius, so that's not bad. Almost immediately after running that. Um, I'll try it on handheld mode. See how it sounds and everything. Um, oh, we are turning your volume down. Um, Also, I'm holding it in my hand the entire time to like feel the weight of it. It doesn't. Okay, I see what people mean now. When you hold it one handed, you do feel a bit of heft to it. So there is that. There's a bit of heft to it if you hold it one handed while trying to do stuff on the screen. You can feel a bit of the heft. Um, but like I assume most people aren't going to be just holding it up in the air. Actually, holding it up in the air with both hands and holding the controller feels very comfortable. Like very, very comfortable. Um Very responsive. With the same 800 chickens that I had, we're sitting at about like in handheld mode, we're sitting at about 58 60 FPS. So it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I heard the face buttons are really clicky and deep, and that the B button is off to the side, and when you try to mash it, it might stick a little. Uh, Not fairly responsive. Um, I don't know about the stickiness of it. I can try button mashing real quick. Nah, especially at the speed I button mash. Um, I'll try to get it closer to the mic so I can try to hear it. Um, I don't have a problem with it. The controls are solid. Also heard that the thumbsticks glide really well. Oh, they are smooth. I think I don't want to say they are, but it feels like you also got to remember this is a brand new controller too.
Over time, it probably might like not be so perfect. But right now, controls fucking hot knife through warm butter smooth. Like I feel no shit. I keep opening the map. Um, but like I feel no problems with it. It's like fucking butter smooth. I read the sugar buttons have Hall effect. Oh, trigger buttons. Is that the? You sure the trigger buttons have Hall effect? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure what that means for the Hall effect for the triggers. Works good for me. Has nice responsiveness. Um, so I don't accidentally waste all my MP. Prevent them from getting too close to the edge, but that the thumbsticks don't. I know the thumbsticks were supposed to have Hall effect, where it's magnetized where you don't get stick drift. I didn't know the triggers had it though. Um, I will say the trigger buttons, the LT and RT. Yes, I'm looking at the controls right now. Um, they feel smooth. They have, how can I put it? They have the right amount of like give to them. Not like a regular controller where you don't really have much pressure on it. On here, you can definitely feel a bit of like pressure when you're pressing down on it, which in my opinion, I like that. It's the most tiniest of tiny bits of pressure when pressing the buttons. It feels perfect to me. Um I want to try like a racing game because I know racing games sometimes they'll have it where how far you press the button will determine how fast you go and stuff like that, but at least initially feels perfect to me. The uh R RB and LB. I'm sorry, I'm used to PlayStation controls. L1, L2, R1, R2. Um Nice and clicky. I like the clickiness of it. It's barely even tap it and you can feel it nice and good in my opinion. Again, this is my personal opinion. Yes, I'm still commanding the chicken army at the moment. Um I'm good with it. Even running in like like if I were to run it in turbo mode, um if you run it in turbo mode, which in handheld uses a lot more battery power, you do notice a slight jump in um FPS, which you can always change. And I've been using the gamepad the entire time testing things. Um Even in silent mode, the game is running flawless. But again, this is a lower end game, but I am also like pushing it to the limits with the chicken army, which y'all saw earlier did kind of crash. Well, not crash the game, but it definitely slowed it down. Um, but no, like it's running nice and smooth. The audio is really good. It's really crisp. I don't know how in the hell they got it to sound like it's on both sides of my head, like on the left and the right side of my head. The audio is like really, I don't know how to phrase it. It feels surround sound without headphones. I don't know how to explain that. The the audio
sounds like surround sound without headphones. You do with that information what you will. Um, the sticks, they feel good. I will say, if you have smaller hands, um, the controller might be a little harder to hold. Whereas with my hands are on a little bit on the bigger side, it's easier for me to reach like the start and select buttons. Um, so no, like it fits. It rocks well. Um, I don't have any Xbox games I can test. I've been testing Steam games. Um, yeah, even with the 800 Chicken Army, we're still getting at least a good 57 FPS on handheld mode. Um, audio sounds good. The feel of the joysticks feels good. The triggers nice and snappy. At least for me, they're nice and snappy. I need to turn this down a little bit. Because it gets loud quick. I don't know how they got the fucking volume to be so loud, but it sounds perfect. I assume the back is where the volume is. I mean the speakers. But nah, it's a very solid device. Um, would I recommend this over a desktop? No. Would I recommend this for someone that doesn't want or need and or could have a um that could have a desktop or laptop? I would say it's definitely worth it. The $1,000 model, the Xbox Ally X, it's definitely worth the $1,000 in my personal opinion, as long as you have as long as you have the budget for it. Um, but yeah, it runs well. I'm not having any problems with it. Just know that it is running it in 1080p. Um, but yeah, button layout is good. To me, it's good. I know not everybody's gonna like that layout. Um, ooh, shit, I don't know what I did. I use spells. Um, but no, like it's definitely running really well for what it is. Um, I will admit I was not anticipating on it running this well. I will admit I had low expectations for it. Granted, the game that I decided to pick is not exactly the best one to pick because it is very intensive with the chicken army. For those of you that have played Undead Horde, you know the chicken army can like really stress test most consoles and whatnot. Um, it definitely did pass the stress test in my personal opinion. Um, I have nothing but praises for it. I haven't noticed any like downsides to it. Um, uh, it almost comes like good out of the box. I haven't had to change any settings. Um, I didn't change any game profiles, no keyboard profiles. Um, I did have to change the volume, obviously. Uh, I'm gonna check out Armory Crate real quick and see what the settings in there is before I say anything else because I do want to test that out real quick. See if I can get maybe squeeze a bit more oomph out of it, and after test that stuff out, I'll come back on the YouTube side of things. Here's an interesting little tidbit. Open up the Armory Crate, and it asks if you want to start it at startup. It says download all your favorite games. Easily download all your favorite games from various gaming platforms. You can choose the platform from the looks of it. You pick the game, it opens the platform that it's on from the looks of it. You manage the library, add game to a library, and then yeah, oh wish. Personalize your controls, shortcut keys, and all of that. But yeah, so far it feels like it comes right out the box, already preset. I'm checking the lighting real quick. I'm gonna see if I can cut the lighting off. So you can choose the lighting effects of the uh, system. So that's good, in my opinion. I'm gonna see if I can't dim the lighting down a little bit because I like mine to be a little bit lower light because I don't like a lot of light. All right. I got it set to the breathing setting for the two that I like. Um, uh, yeah, game visuals. Default. Default looked good to me, in my opinion. Um, an OSD will show the current game visual mode at the each system boot reboot. Okay. Um, battery care. Battery care mode limits charging up to 80% to reduce long-term battery wear, ideal for prolonged AC adapter use. That's one thing. Okay, so I would say when you do set this up, go into battery care. Like once you set up the Asus, the Armory crate, you'll see one on the bottom right saying battery care. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see if I can't pull that up on the desktop side of things so that y'all can see what I'm doing. Um, I would really very much like to show y'all what I'm doing instead of just telling y'all. I'm more of a shower, not teller. If I can show it, I'd rather show it. Um, this is what pops up when you first open Armory Crate, like once you've get gone through the initial setup. Um, um, don't care. God damn it. One second while I fiddle with this. All right, get rid of the razor. Um, once you're on the desktop side of things, right now, I would say the first thing you need to do if you're going to use it as a um primarily in a docked form, I would say go into battery care mode. This is not on default. I just cut this on. It limits the charging to 80% to reduce long-term battery wear, ideal for prolonged AC adapter use. So if you're going to have it always constantly plugged in, I would recommend cutting on battery care mode. So that way you can prolong the life of the battery for your handheld. Um, I changed the lighting to my preferences. Uh, so I like green and purple. It's green and purple.
It is very dark, I might add. Uh, you could theoretically uh set it to static and then make it black. That way it doesn't cut on. You might can get some battery out of that. You can change the game visuals. Okay. This is where you have to be in handheld mode to change game visuals. You can change the audio here. I don't know what this is, to be completely honest with you. Oh, that's for a microphone. Oh, it has a microphone. I did not know that. I am learning something new. And speaker mode is, I think, will only be in effect if you are on handheld mode as well. I am doing it in desktop mode currently to show y'all what I see. But yeah, this is the Asus portion of it. Um, okay. It's going to check for the game platforms, and I assume for everything else. Um, as you can see, Xbox is here, Steam is here, Ubisoft, EA, and GOG. Like right off the bat. These mean you can download it. These are the ones that I have. As you can see, I only have the one game because that's the only one I downloaded. But you can download Xbox. I think no, Xbox automatically comes downloaded. I downloaded Steam. It probably would have said that I could download Steam. I did it preemptively. I'm probably also going to get Epic Game Store. I kept thinking EGS, and I was trying to think what EGS stood for. Epic Game Store. So there is that. Um, so yeah, I would say also there is a Bluetooth feature now that I see it right here. Um, but yeah, you can easily get Xbox and Steam. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not entirely sure what Xbox Cloud Gaming is. That might be something different. I personally don't know what it is. I don't want to talk on something I don't know anything about. So if you know, let me know down in the comments or in the chat if you know exactly what it is and how it works. But yeah, you definitely can get GOG, Ubisoft, EA Play, or EA App. Um, I would assume EGS or Epic Game Store. Um, but yeah, everything is running perfectly. I can select the game platform, bada bing, then it'll more than likely open up Steam. Um, I'm going to close that. I am going to test something. 1 second. For everyone on Twitch has things, I am so sorry that happened. Um, I did not realize that was going to happen. I am sorry for that. Um, I wanted to test out this feature real quick to see game profile templates, gamepad mode, recommend, select, keyboard mouse mapping mode. Oh, so you can't. Okay.
I appreciate what you did.
Uh, select. Done. Will it? Okay, it does open Steam. I wanted to see if it would open Steam. It does force open Steam. I don't want like certain things popping up. Um, but yeah, it immediately opens Steam. So yeah. Um, that's actually really good. Uh, it automatically opened up Steam, which I was actually hoping it would. Um, so that's actually kind of cool. So, huh. I want to see.
I want to test something. Uh, all right. So we're gonna restart it in Xbox full screen experience because I was playing it in a desktop mode and not in a full screen experience. So I want to test to see how it runs games now because again, the full screen experience is supposed to make games run a lot better. So we're going to test that. Again, this is all about testing and getting like the most understanding of this device. Um it's taking a couple of seconds to restart and everything from desktop mode into the Xbox full screen experience. Full screen. Oh, so that's why people kept saying FSC. Okay. Um all right. Typed in my pin and everything. All right, let's see. Update now. The Xbox app has an update as well, apparently. So we're gonna get those updates real quick. If again, if it does have the capability to stream games, then it's not surprising it has a microphone. I think the main reason why they did a microphone is because for like co-op games, it's supposed to be like an all-in-one device. And that actually might explain the little dot I saw on the very top near the screen. Because there is a very tiny dot beside it. It's right above the library button. Also, it collects fingerprints very easily and very fast. I might want to add, but um uh the microphone part of it, I'm kind of not surprised to an extent. I'm not surprised on the not surprised that it has a microphone, not Microsoft, microphone on it, so that way you can play co-op games a little bit easier with like friends and whatnot. So that actually kind of makes a bit more sense. Cloud gaming, I believe, is able to be done without downloading the software. Oh, so like if you have like the Xbox in the room and it's on, you can watch TV on the TV, but like stream the game to the handheld. Is that what you're saying? That's if I'm reading that correctly. All right, it's in full screen experience. We're going to test out the Undead Horde again under full screen experience because this time we had the full screen experience and blah blah blah. Um, I do have the game basically muted, so I don't get like any random ass like oh my god, super fucking loud. We can close that. Yes, close armory. All right, so there is no sound at least for right now, so we don't get like ear blasts. And I can control the volume with my keyboard. That's awesome. So, we have the volume at like 10 to test it out. Alright, we're gonna go back up to 100, see what this does. Because I think 800 was where it didn't drop below 60. So we're gonna try again in the, was it full screen experience? Granted, this is a Steam game, not an Xbox game, so there is that. Oh shit. I didn't realize we went up that high. I'm not pressing that 179 times. I think it was about the 800 mark again. Because again, this was a Steam game and not a I think the full screen experience is specific to Xbox games and not other games, or at least other quote unquote systems. But yeah, it did what I was hoping it would do. It let me test out to see, because see, it won't let me close. No, okay. As you can see, we are now in the full screen experience, and this is specifically for Xbox games. This is showing the play history for, I think, for my Steam games. I don't know what that is. Apparently this is for like Xbox and whatnot. I don't have Game Pass. I'm not about to activate it either. Weekly PC bonus. Play 5 games this week on PC for 15 minutes. Blah blah blah. But yeah. Did y'all have any questions on this side of things? I'll take like a 10-minute break. We're ordering dinner. Fuck yeah, get some food. What games do I have in my library? My apps. Okay, here we go. BattleNet, Epic Game Store, GOG Galaxy, Edge, Steam, and Ubisoft Connect. Uh, so far I have no problems with this. I might test out Battle.net for Diablo 3, because that's the one I have. Epic Game Store, I know I have a bunch of games on that. GOG I have. I will say it might be more beneficial to get an not an external hard drive, but a SD card, as big of a SD card as you can, to put the games on the SD card versus on the OS. A year ago, goddamn. Um, this is definitely not running in Windows. This is the full screen experience. I have a few 2 terabyte cards around somewhere. They do have a recommendation for, I think it's XDC or something like that, where it runs the games a little bit more smoothly. Also, as you can see, my battery percentage will not go over 80% because I wanted to get the battery care on here to make sure that it runs smoothly. and that way I don't kill my battery before too long if I have it plugged up all the time. Um, I think on if I do a part two, which I do plan on doing, I want to get a few of these apps downloaded on here and test them out from there. Also, the 1080p isn't bothering me. Running the games at 1080p, it still looks very good. Um, I don't know. I'm cool with leaving it at 1080p. I don't see any jagged edges. I don't see any like weird quote unquote artifacts, if you know what I mean. Like light artifacts and whatnot. Um, it's running fairly good. Uh, I was hoping I could see my Xbox library. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna view my profile real quick. It says add a console. What? For some reason it's not showing any of the games that I have in my history. Because it's showing the ones that I had via PC. My phone is about to die. Um, but yeah. So far, no problems with it, at least in my personal opinion. Um, it's not lagging. It's not like being weird or glitchy. Uh, so yeah. Uh, Definitely gonna do a part two. Gonna download some games onto it. I'm gonna try to see if I can't find like a good uh uh SD card for it. Make that my Steam games or like my games in general for that, and kind of go from there. I want to find out are some what are some good quality SD cards before I do that, and then like maybe order one or two of them. I might order one. I want to see what the biggest size is and like cost effective size and the speed that it reads games at. So there's that. Xbox, I admit, is pretty lacking compared to other libraries. Oh, definitely same for me. Uh, my Steam library and my PlayStation library is like fucking insane compared to my Xbox library. But that's also because I grew up PlayStation, meaning PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. Um, and then I had the Xbox One X, traded that in for the Xbox Series X, got some games for it that I didn't have on PlayStation, but and I hate to say this, it's just Xbox doesn't have any exclusives. So unfortunately, I don't really have that much of a library on Xbox. And if I'm being honest, I've thought about selling my Series X because I don't really have any games on it, especially now that I have this handheld and I have my PC. So it's a thought that I've been thinking about, especially with the price of the Series X. I don't know if I want to sell it or not because it is still nice to have in case like uh crazy shit happens and then you need the hardware for it. But again, I still have my desktop and I can get like a Blu-ray disc player for it. But that's nothing to do about the Xbox Ally X. For right now, my opinion is if you can afford the Xbox Ally X, that is the $1,000. If you can afford it, you don't have like access to a laptop or a PC, or you don't have the room for it, it'll easily work as a PC.
and it is easily strong. Uh, would I recommend a laptop over this? Your mileage varies. Me personally, I would prefer a laptop, but you're also spending more for what you get out of the Xbox Ally X. It's definitely worth every penny, in my personal opinion. It does run fairly well on the games that I tried, and I did definitely push it, as you saw earlier. Um, I pushed it to extreme limits, but some people might look at that game and be like, "Oh, that looks like such a silly game. It can't use that much." Trust me, my desktop could barely handle that many NPCs on the screen. The Xbox Ally X held its ground in comparison to a fully decked out desktop. We're talking a 5090. We're talking a 14900 K Intel CPU, 128 gigabytes of RAM. We're not talking a cheap desktop either, and it held its own in comparison to that. I'm only picking the main three biggest things when it comes to a desktop, so keep that in mind. Um, like the motherboard to an extent does play a role in it, but it's mainly your RAM, your graphics card, and your CPU. So in comparison, it's not bad. It definitely holds its own. The added bonus of the Xbox Ally X is it is portable and uh travel friendly. Hold on. We'll probably end up getting the Ally X just for travel situations. Are you talking about the Ally X or the Xbox Ally X? There is a slight difference between the two. If I could recommend, I would definitely go for the Xbox Ally X because you do have one that is called the Ally X. Is the ROG Ally X and the ROG Ally, and then you have the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. Just want to make sure that you understand there is a difference between those four. Okay, I just want to make sure I understood what you're talking about, so that way we're all on the same page. Um, I will definitely be looking into the getting another game or two downloaded on here, maybe through GOG, maybe through the other different libraries that you can get, just so I can test it out, and maybe like a part two, just so that way I can give you a bit more information, and that way it's um more accessible, if you will. And that way I'm not having to wait to download games. It's already downloaded and I can just test them out. Just shortening it. Okay, I just want to make sure because they both have Ally X, and I don't want to make fun, but Xbox sucks at naming shit. But you have the ROG Ally, ROG Ally X, Xbox Ally, Xbox Ally X. It makes it so frustrating to figure out. Anyways, I'm going to close out this VOD real quick. Um, if you want to check out any photos, I will probably be posting those on Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, and you can see the images that I took of the console in the case, the first layer of it in the case, all that fun stuff. You can follow me there and uh kind of find me that way. So that way you can see what images I took, because I, not gonna lie, I don't really feel like editing a video just so I can figure out like the things on it. Um, but yeah, just want to say thank you all for stopping by. Love each and every one of you. Be a beautiful souls. Hopefully you have a wonderful day and night. As always, no matter what anyone tells you, you are valid, you matter, and you are loved. I hope to have you beautiful souls next time. Peace and aloha.